Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we shall bring you the top 20 rated movies on IMDB. If you'd like to win 4 free cinema tickets for you and your friends to experience Spider-Man Far From Home, leave a like on this video, subscribe, drop a comment, and then click the bell button so you never miss another video. Without further ado, here's number 20. Life is Beautiful. This movie is about an open-minded Jewish librarian and his son who become victims of the Holocaust. He uses a perfect mixture of will, humor, and imagination to protect his son from the dangers around their camp. Directed by Roberto Benigni, released in 1997 and has a total rating of 8.6 over 10. The Green Mile. In this movie, the lives of guards on death row are affected by one of their charges, a black man accused of child murder and rape, yet who has a mysterious gift. Starring Tom Hanks, Michael Clarke Duncan, David Morse, directed by Frank Darabont, and released in 1999. It has a rating of 8.6 over 10 on IMDb. Number 18. Saving Private Ryan. Following the Normandy landings, a group of US soldiers go behind enemy lines to retrieve a paratrooper whose brothers have been killed in action. Directed by the one and only Steven Spielberg, released in 1998, stars Tom Hanks, Matt Damon, and has a rating of 8.6 over 10. Number 17. City of God. This movie takes place in the slums of Rio, where two kids' paths diverge as one struggles to become a photographer and the other a kingpin. Released in 2002, directed by Fernando Meirelles and Katia Lund, and has a rating of 8.6 over 10. Number 16. Interstellar. One of the most amazingly written movies by Jonathan Nolan and directed by Christopher Nolan, sees a team of explorers who travel through a wormhole in space in an attempt to ensure humanity's survival. This movie was released in 2014 and has a total rating of 8.6 over 10. Released in 1954, 8.7 over 10, Seven Samurai takes 15th place. A poor village under attack by bandits recruits 7 unemployed samurai to help them defend themselves. This movie was directed by Akira Kurosawa. Number 14. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. A criminal pleads insanity after getting into trouble again, and once in the mental institution, rebels against the oppressive nurse and rallies up the scared patients. Released in 1975, directed by Milos Forman, and has a rating of 8.7 over 10. 1990s classic The Goodfellas takes up spot number 13. The film has a runtime of 2 hours and 26 minutes, which follows the story of Henry Hill and his life in the mob, covering his relationship with his wife Karen Hill and his mob partners Jimmy Conway and Tommy DeVito in the Italian-American crime syndicate. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro stars in the movie as well and has a total rating of 8.7 over 10. Number 12. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. While Frodo and Sam edge closer to Mordor with the help of Shifty Gollum, the Divided Fellowship makes a stand against Sauron's new ally, Saruman, and his hordes of Isengard. Starring Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Viggo Mortensen, Orlando Bloom, and many more. Directed by Peter Jackson, has a total rating of 8.7 over 10 and has a runtime of 179 minutes. 11. Forrest Gump. First rating of 8.8 on today's video with a total of 1,601,254 votes. The presidencies of Kennedy and Johnson, the events of Vietnam, Watergate, and other history unfold through the perspective of an Alabama man with an IQ of 75. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, released in 1994, stars Tom Hanks and many more. Number 10. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. A meek hobbits from the Shire and 8 companions set out on a journey to destroy the powerful One Ring and save Middle-earth from the Dark Lord Sauron. Starring Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Orlando Bloom, and so on. This movie was directed by Peter Jackson and has a total rating of 8.8 over 10. In 1999, an insomniac office worker and a devil-may-care soap maker form an underground fight club that evolves into something much more. This is Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, stars Brad Pitt, and has a total rating of 8.8 over 10. Number 8. 12 Angry Men. A jury holdout attempts to prevent a miscarriage of justice by forcing his colleagues to reconsider the evidence. This movie was directed by Sidney Lumet and has a rating of 8.9/10. Number 7 sees us with Schindler's List, which was released in 1993 in German-occupied Poland during World War II. Industrialist Oskar Schindler gradually becomes concerned for his Jewish workforce after witnessing their persecution by the Nazis. Directed by Steven Spielberg, stars Liam Neeson, Ralph Fiennes, and many more, and has a rating of 8.9/10. Number 6. Pulp Fiction. The lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer, a gangster and his wife, and a pair of dino bandits intertwine in 4 tales of violence and redemption. Directed by Quentin Tarantino, stars John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Willis. This movie has a rating of 8.9/10 and runs for 154 minutes. Number 5. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Gandalf and Aragorn lead the world of men against Sauron's army to draw his gaze away from Frodo and Sam as they approach Mount Doom with the One Ring. Directed again by Pete Jackson, has a runtime of 201 minutes and rating of 8.9/10. Number 4. The Godfather Part 2. This 1974 classic sees the early life and career of Vito Corleone in 1920s New York. This all happens while his son Michael expands and tightens his grip on the family crime syndicate. Directed by Francis Ford, stars Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and has a total rating of 9.0/10. Number 3. In 2008, Christopher Nolan gave us The Dark Knight. When the menace known as the Joker emerges from his mysterious past, he wreaks havoc and chaos on the people of Gotham. The Dark Knight must accept one of the greatest psychological and physical tests of his ability to fight injustice, starring Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, and has a rating of 9.0/10. Number 2. The Godfather. The Asian patriarch of an organized crime dynasty transfers control of his clandestine empire to his reluctant son. This movie was released in 1972, directed by Francis Ford, stars Marlon Brando and Al Pacino, and has a rating of 9.2/10. And finally, number 1, the highest rated movie on IMDB, The Shawshank Redemption. 2 imprisoned men bond over a number of years, finding solace and eventual redemption through acts of common decency. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, Bob Gunton, and a few others star in this movie, which is directed by Frank Darabont. This movie has a top rating of 9.3/10 and was released in 1994. Anyway, if you are not a bandwagon follower and don't care what other people have rated to give these movies these ratings, let us know what you think are your best movies or what is your best movie rated over 10 in the comments. If you'd like to win 4 free cinema tickets for you and your friends to experience Spider-Man Far From Home, leave a like on this video, subscribe, drop a comment, and then click the bell button so you never miss another video. My name is Carl Kell. Thank you for watching and see you next time.